Imagine stepping into a date feeling truly connected, confident, and authentically yourself. In today's episode, we'll explore how embracing your divine feminine energy can guide you through these first 3 dates, leading to a meaningful and lasting connection. So stay tuned as we uncover the secrets to navigating the dating journey with grace and authenticity. Again, welcome to another episode here with me, the Woman Pod with Valerie Atkinson. So, ladies, listen up. I've been experimenting. I said, what a better way. Obviously, right. I started my podcast and I got into the dating world just recently, the month of December. So I wanted to share how my divine feminine implements everything that I do right now, and it's working in my favor. So listen up, ladies. So I wanted to talk about it's important that everything that you do matters, right? So I wanted to share basically, the person that I've been seeing. He's very genuine. He's very open with me. We have very great communication. We feel comfortable with each other. I think at the first time that we met, I knew it was a match. I already knew. This guy, we met on a dating app, and I knew the minute that he personally said, I got to get her digits. He got me off the app and started texting me. That's when I knew this guy's serious. This guy's business. So ladies, listen, come on now, work your magic. We're all freaking feminine here. You just got to be so open. So in this first segment, I wanted to implement, understanding that divine feminine energy. I cannot say this enough. I've been playing with this and I love being playful. This is the divine feminine, right? This is where you have to embody this energy of receptivity with this person, with yourself, intuition, follow your intuition. Follow your intuition, nurturing yourself, ladies. Nurturing yourself, ladies. What is nurturing? Nurturing's like you mothering yourself, right? Loving yourself, taking care of yourself, making sure your needs are met, your wants also, and making sure you're okay, right? Mentally, physically, emotionally, spiritually, all of the above. This is very important, ladies. I know we're busy and I know that we have shit going on, life's happening, but we don't allow ourselves this time to really reflect on what we need, right? So just make sure that you're implementing this as a woman. What I wanted to explain is that when you're in dating, you want to make sure that you're putting yourself first. And I know this is going to sound cliche, but it's very freaking important with a capital T. And I want to explain why. Because when you start doing this, you're prioritizing your needs, your wants, everything, goals. You're putting yourself first. You're not doing anything else but you. Everything starts to come at you, right? I've mentioned this in a couple of podcasts where embracing this energy is going to allow everything to receive, right? Like you're receiving mode, right? You're just allowing things to come at you the way that they should. You should not force anything. That's not what this is. This is flow. We just flow like the ocean. So, you have to understand that once you start to enhance this, then the dating experience gets a lot more fun, right? Because you're going to lead people to you that are going to want to spend time with you, that appreciate you, that are going to want to nurture you as well and take care of you, okay? This is very, very important because this is how connections happen, right? Connections. So on the first date, you want to establish where this person and you are allowing yourselves to come together, right? In a sense where this man encourages himself to say, I want to spend time with Val again. She's freaking awesome. She's so much fun. I want to take her out again. I really enjoying my time with her, and I do want to take her out again on another date. So the first date is establish that authenticity. Ladies, be yourselves. Come on now, be yourselves. If you're the goofy one, you're the loud one. I mean, me personally, I am funny. I'm too funny. I can't get enough of myself. I'm obsessed with myself, bitch. At this point, I am. I'm not gonna lie. I love myself so much now. To the point where if I need to pause to see what's going on with Val, we'll have to do that. Yeah. And that means I'll cancel the date, uh, do what I need to do. Hey, this is not a good time. This is how I know that Val needs time for herself. Not that I'm trying to not reject or abandon this person, but my needs come first. You want me at 100%, right? So we gotta make sure we're at 100%. So ladies, this allows the man to come towards you, correct, right? This person's going to want to plan the date with you. They're going to ask you what time fits your schedule and the place, right? You don't want yourself asking these questions. That's where you're wrong. You should not be asking these questions, ladies. I will slap you. The man makes the plan. You should just let him figure that out. That's the masculine. The healthy masculine is going to allow himself to plan these things out. And you as the feminine are just going to receive it like, yes, this works for me. And you should be able to say yes or no. Okay, I'm not saying you have to say yes all the time. But obviously, if you really want this to work, you're going to have to put yourself in that direction of the man, right? So it gives him a fostering sense of initiative. Like, she allowed me to plan. She allowed me to do it and set the date. Now he feels strong, right? He feels good about that because he's allowing himself to plan this for you guys to come together. Also, you want to be engaging, okay? Come on now, like, you're sitting with each other, you're present, you're actively listening to him. You guys are sharing thoughts, communication genuinely. Like, this date is it's going to be meaningful, right? The first date is very important, y'all, because this is how you know if there's something about this person that fits your non-negotiables, right? You should know right then and there if this person's going to meet that, right? Your standards. It doesn't have to be all 10 on the first date. No, it does not. But it has to have one that sticks out from all of the things that goes on your date. Yes, you're still going to have fun, but there should be one thing from this person that should stick out. Okay? And you're probably wondering, like, well, Val, what happened with you? Like, what was your first date? What's your first interaction with this person? You know what really stuck out to me that date? Okay, so he planned the date. He planned the restaurant, the timing. I think I got there a little early, to be honest, because I went on an Uber and I was like just being, I wanted to be cordial. I want to be respectful. Hey, I need to show up on time. Like, come on now. And he was like, oh my gosh, I'm sorry. Like, I'm over here running late. I was like, no, it's okay. Don't worry about it. He's like, look, just order what you need. When I get there, we're good. I was like, oh my God, like, this man, he's already on it. So that was one. Second was that everybody in this restaurant knew him. It's a family-oriented business. His family's, they run the business. So they all just like look at him and talk to him a certain way. And I can see him interacting with them. And I can see the bond that he has with them, right? So that family orientation, I love that shit. I fucking love that shit because that to me is very important. Family is very important to me. That just shows the kind of love that he gives to others. So that was big for me. So this is how I know. I was like, oh, okay. I'm going to let him flow with this, right? So this is how I knew, right? In our conversations, we were actively listening to each other. At this point, he was like, damn, you sound like a therapist. He's like, you're good. You ask real good questions. I was like, listen, I've been through a lot. Like, I think I have to ask these questions so I know where this is going to be headed. But I'm also good at listening, like I'm good at listening at people. Like, I'm really good with that. And he's like, yeah, I can see that. That's awesome. You want to have authenticity in this, ladies. Also, third thing, when you're in this first date, boundaries. Discuss like boundaries with this person, right? Establish the respect and comfort, right? The first date should be very like natural, right? To the point where he opens the door for you. For example, you're cold. He offers his sweater, jacket, whatever, or he takes care of the whole date, right? The planning. He makes sure you taken care of. You ate. You're happy. You're good, right? And at this point, you know that he took care of you, right? So sometimes when you set these boundaries on the very first date, ladies, this man sees your worth. He's like, wow, like she's really on it. Like, I love this about her. She takes care of herself and she earned my respect, right? the only reason why this man feels like he has to earn your respect is because how you value yourself, how you give this energy to this man, right? He it allows him to come chase or come towards you, right? The magnetic pull. So yeah, very, very important, ladies. I think for me, what it was like, he loved that on our first date, he mentioned it. He's like, you're just so funny. He's like, I just can't get over your laugh. Like okay, so mind you, a lot of people would make fun of my laugh, right? Even my sister at this point, she would critique me like, don't do the bird laugh on dates. And I would honestly think like, I'm still gonna fucking do it. Like I love laughing, and no one's gonna tell me what I cannot do. Like obviously you have an issue with my laugh because there's something you don't like about yourself, and that's okay. So I love my laugh. And for the longest time, I would just like kind of be in my own bubble because of that, because of other people's opinions. But because I did the work and I realized like, you know what? It doesn't matter what other people have to say, because I should be able to be myself regardless of the outcome. I don't have anything against my sister. I love her to death, but it's just like, you're that way for a reason, and that's okay, right? That's things that she needs to work on. And for me, I just love being my fucking self, y'all. Like I really do. And he loved that. He loved that. He was already like, okay, I'm ready for the second date. When are you available? That night, he was already planning the second date, y'all. Like this is how consistent of this man was. Like he's like, pull up your calendar. I was like, God damn. I was like, okay. So I love that. Then he plans the second date. So this is where I want you to be very, very, very aware. So when you're going for the second date, he's going to have to build this for you, right? He's going to plan it. He's going to suggest a few things for you. You're going to have the opportunity to say which one you desire, right? So this will build like the bonds for you guys to get to know each other one-on-one, right? It could be something fun, competitive, or something like that you want to try, he wants to try, right? It's something that he's going to want you to say yes to, right? So engaging in these things and experiences is very encouraging. So I would suggest something that's going to make you guys connect, right? And then make sure that you're expressing this person, right? For offering to take you out, you know, and being good around this person, right? So like he had mentioned on my second date, he had mentioned, what did I tell him? Oh, he told me, is this going to work for you? Like, what would you prefer to do? Like go-kart racing? Or I think the other one was golfing. I can't remember. Yeah, I think it was golfing or something. And I said, no, I actually been wanting to do the go-kart racing. It's funny that you bring that up. So yeah, I'm looking forward to that. He's like, okay, cool. So yeah, like that was fun. We were talking about it all week before our date. Like he was consistently texting me, consistently talking to me. Like, ladies, when a man cares, he's going to keep going. If you have someone that doesn't call you, text you, or anything, then he doesn't care. Obviously, he's preoccupied elsewhere. So I'm just letting you know right now. So don't waste your precious time. Spend it on someone who's going to do the same for you. That shows your value, right? You don't want to be wasting your time on people who are breadcrumbing you, ladies. Like I don't know how to stress this enough. You don't have to work for nothing. You already are that. Period. I want you to plant that seed. You are that woman. You are that woman. You are worthy of love. Someone who's able to make the time to show you that they are earning that respect and love and time and care that you give them, right? So appreciate them, right? Say, oh, thank you. This was like exciting. I can't wait. Like, I'm so excited for us to like, you know, let's see who's gonna win, right? So that was our biggest conversation. Like, oh my God, what happens if you win? What if I win? So we made this bet, right? We still haven't done our bet yet. He won, so I have to go with him one night. We're gonna have one night where I have to take a few shots, you know, because I don't drink shots. And he's like, I want to see how you get like your wild side. I was like, I don't know if you want to see my wild side. He's like, and don't worry, you're not going to drive. We're going to get it all organized. And I was like, okay. He's like, I'll get it all organized. He's like, I'll drive and you don't have to worry about a thing. And I'm going to take care of you. And I was like, oh, I was like, that's so sweet of him. So yeah, like this is something that I wanted to share because I feel like ladies, like, I mean, this is so crazy how it's happening for me and I'm enjoying it and I appreciate him very much. So the flirtation, right? In the second date, you have to be flirty, ladies. Like, like say funny things to him, like, oh, that shirt looks good on you, like it looks good, just like, and get into your feminine. You just heard did you hear how my voice shifted from my masculine to my feminine? Like, that shirt really looks good on you, Um, I'm trying to remember if I did any flirtation on my second date, but I do it with my eyes, actually, now that I've noticed it. He mentioned this on the third date. Let's not go there yet. We're getting there in a minute. I do something with my eyes, and this like really pulls him in. Like, he just fucking like, whoo, right? And it's just a magic trick that I know, ladies. So work your eyes, and I just really, I when I do my eye look, I really look at him from head to toe. Like, I give him a certain stare, and I smile, so it just lifts him. Like, I can see the light in his eyes when he sees mine. So hold on, I'm gonna take a sip out of my coffee. So, yeah, what is playful communication like? You want to be flirtation in a sense where it enhances the chemistry with you guys, right? On the second date, like, like implement little things. I'm trying to remember on my second date what I said. I think for me, it was his hair. Like, I love guys with curly hair, y'all. I really do. I have an obsession. I said, I just love your curly hair. And he's just like, he's a little, like, I know he get a little ego boost there. And then he just smiles. I'm like, and then I grab his shoulder, every time I do something like that, I touch him on his shoulder. Like, I just kind of, like, I place my hands, like, I'm just like, like a small, like, and then I like pass my little hand on his shoulder, right? Or his chest. I do that a lot. I've noticed myself, I grab his chest. Oh, I'm getting all worked up over here by myself, ladies. Ladies, get on that program. Practice that. That's intimacy too, So just practice. I'm not saying get all sexy. Like, no, like, don't get so like crazy. I'm saying work your magic. Like, these men thrive off of that shit. Like, they love that shit. It shows them that you're so comfortable with them. You feel the need to just pull and touch, okay? Don't get crazy on me now. I don't need you touching the whole damn package. No, that's not what I'm saying. That's not what you do. You do not do that. We don't touch anything. We just do little things here and there. Maybe in the neck, the back of the neck, I don't know. Figure it out. But this is the way I do my magic. I'm just letting you know. So third date, let's get it. The third date. You're like, dang, Val, you got a third date. I sure as hell did. Yeah, I sure as hell did it. I'm going to tell you how I did it. So when he's ready, okay, so let me tell you guys, a man with a plan, right? He's ready. He wants to spend time with you. He loved already the second date. He's going to say, all right, when's our next date? This man's going to plan that out too. So he's going to take the time to plan that out and make that time very, 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 very of you and him, right? Because he really loves the vibe now. Obviously, things kind of happened for us a little different for our third day. We were supposed to go to the beach, and we didn't get to go because my little one got sick, and I had just switched my car. And at that week, I was like, yeah, I can't get my mom to watch the kids because she just started working. And he's like, okay, no, that's fine. That'll work. We'll plan something out. He's like, but can you still hang out on that weekend? I was like, yeah, sure, we can. Yes, we can. I said, yes, we can. That's exactly what I said. Yes, we can. So I left it at that. I didn't say anything else, ladies. This is where I need you to pay attention. Obviously, my thing kind of got shifted, but you have to be confident in your responses because, ladies, come on now, wake up. A man won't know. You have to just say yes to the everything, right? So let's get to the third date. So this is where the connection gets solidified, right? So I know for me, I know on the second date, I was already touching his hand, girl, because I couldn't help it. Like, I'm going to be honest. Actually, he reached over to me, and then I started, like, I think that's when he loves that. Like, he loves that I touch. He loves that I touch him. I get all giggly. I get all flirtatious and stuff. And then that's when he went in with the whole hand thing. I think I went in and me, I don't know what to tell you, y'all. I just work the way that I feel like The way that I feel confident is allowing the moment to be right. I don't think there's ever a dull moment like for you to do what you need to do. It's going to feel right. When you know that it's going to feel right, then that's good. I don't want you to feel like, oh, well, Val said to touch his hand. No, that's not what I'm saying. You have to trust your intuition, ladies. This is very important. If the moment feels right, you're going to know, and he's going to know too. Like, this is where it all goes together. So, on the third date, I would inform this man should be setting the boundary of let's get a little more comfortable, somewhere where more intimacy and where they can like see a little more about you. On this one, I told him I was like, I'm really tired. I was like, I actually just want to chill this weekend. He's like, yeah, that sounds like a good idea. I want to do the same. And he mentioned about the movies. He's like, well, what movie have you been wanting to see? And I was like, well, I don't know, but let me figure it out. And then I've been busy, right? So then he keeps reminding me every single day from that day forward. I was like, oh my God, I'm so sorry. I was like, yeah, let me look at him now. Like I'm really like been working on stuff, the podcast, and then all this other stuff that I've been working on. So then I finally see the reviews for Wicked. So then I'm like, oh my God, I want to see it, right? Like me being a girly girl. And there was another one. There's another one with Matt Damon, The Flight Risk, right? And I told him about both of them. So he calls me and he's like, well, which one do you really want to see, Val? And I was just like, well, he's like, you want to see The Wicked, don't you? I was like, I do. He's like, I can tell. I was like, I know. And then he's like, okay, we're gonna watch The Wicked. I was like, oh, that's when I knew. Like, he is amazing, guys. Like, he's amazing. The fact that he understands my needs. Like, he's like, you know what? She wants to watch that. Let's go with that. So he made it comfortable for me to watch something that I wanted. And that set the dialogue for the whole night, right? So it allowed him to be there with me and also see a little bit of my soft side. I actually cried in this movie. He's like, are you crying? I was like, yeah. And then he's just like, aw. So, and then of course, like in the movie, in between the movie, we were like still talking a little bit here and there, but not like an extensive talking. Obviously, we're watching the movie, but we would like make little funny commentaries, right, about the actresses and stuff. So, and of course, there he like finally put his hand on my leg. So it gave me the green flag, like, okay, he wants to get a little touchy. So I started, grabbing his hand. Like we were holding hands. I would grab his arm. I would touch his bicep, I'm like, I was like, well, it was cute. Like I was like, this is cute. It allowed me to just be with him, right? So this was fun. Like it was really fun, but it was funny because the movie was I don't know, it had a lot of emotion to it, right? If you've seen The Wicked, I recommend it. So at the end, he was like, he was like, let's go to a bar, let's go like hang out for a few hours after this. And I was like, all right, fine. I allowed him to do everything, right? He's like, what bar do you want to go to? I was like, well, what's nearby? So I allowed him to look for the bar, ladies. Mind you, he did this. He got on his phone, looked at the GPS, he looked at the bars, and he finally picks one. He's like, oh, this one looks good. I was like, okay, let's go. So I drive over there. I drove in my SUV because he was like, no, you go ahead and drive. I was like, yeah, that's fine. So I go get there, and this bar, I'm not gonna lie, it's like the perfect bar because it had karaoke, and I love karaoke. I don't know if he figured this out. He knows that I love karaoke. So he was like, why not get even closer, right? I want to see Val do this, right? So it allowed us to be a little more physical, right? Like we were talking. He got to see my fun side, and he actually did karaoke too because I told him, I was like, come on now, like you have to sing one song. He ended up singing One Dance by Drake. And it was so cute because this guy went all the way, and I said, I'll take a shot with you if you do it. I was like, I'll do it. And he's like, all right, cool. So it was an even thing, but it challenged him to show his other side, right? Like his fun side. And he literally tells me the next day, which is today, he's like, no, Val, honestly, you got me out of my comfort zone. Thank you for doing that. It was a lot of fun. I was like, no, I had fun too. Like, honestly, everything about it was fun. Like, it was amazing. Of course, at the end of our date, we had our first kiss. I was not expecting it. I honestly wasn't. Like, for the whole time, I already knew, like, my boundaries, right? But at this point, I was like, it's the third date. I think he's been wanting to kiss me, but I've been pushing it away. I've been kind of being like, no, no, like it's not time right now. But it was like the perfect moment because it was raining and we were outside in the middle of the parking lot. Nobody was there, it was just me and him. And boom, just like, like, yeah. And he's so fucking cute, guys. Look, let me get deeper into this. So I told him, so he was already, look, this is what I love about him. He's like, so when's the fourth date? When are you available? I was like, I don't know yet. He's like, all right, we'll talk about it tomorrow. And I was like, oh, here's your jacket. He's like, no, no, no. I want you to keep the jacket because I need another reason to come back. Because I'm going to need my jacket back. I was like, oh my God, this guy's working everything, right? Because at this point, I said, okay, we did a third date. It's good. But I'm still like getting to know him. Like, I'm in no rush, ladies. Like, I'm in no fucking rush. Like, honestly, I love this flow. So this is where I get into my feminine because I'm just allowing it to be, right? So I'm allowing this man to come towards me. I'm allowing this man to take me out on dates. This man's planning it all. He's working his magic and I'm working mine. So I want you to take these key steps because it's going to allow you guys to build an actual understanding of each other, right? It creates intimacy for each partner in this dating scene, right? I know dating's not what it used to be, right? I know people here talk about like, well, I date multiple partners. He was very adamant on the second date, ladies. He was very adamant. He's like, I only date one person. I don't do the craziness of dating so many people, like having a roster. And I said, I'm glad that you're telling me this, right? I'm listening to him at this point. I'm letting him speak his mind because again, he doesn't know this, or maybe if he does or he doesn't. I'm only dating him right now, by the way. Like, I don't have a roster. I don't. And I didn't tell him that because I don't think every man should know everything. I think a man should earn that, right? So for me, it's like, no, he doesn't need to know anything. So I know for sure, like, what I want. And I'm going to stick with what I feel is best for me at this point. I'm not saying all these things are amazing. Hell yeah, they're amazing. But I still need to get to know this man, like, I need to get to know him in every single level of life, right? It's funny, it lit up in here in this room like the sun. That's a sign from God. So it's like I should be able to feel that our presence unites in a bond of intimacy, physically, spiritually, mentally, emotionally. And that's what I told him. Like, I honestly told him the third date, I was like, honestly, I just feel like with you, you're like the only man that's allowed me to be my feminine, which is crazy to me. And he's like, wow, really? I was like, yeah, I'm going to be real. I haven't been in my feminine in such a long time and I love it. I was like, because I feel like I can listen to you, I can understand you, and you understand me. If we don't like understand something about ourselves, we kind of open that communication, that little portal. So it allows me to see that in myself, right? Like, I want you to see that, everything's a reflection of what you do, ladies. So make sure that you're reflecting what you do to yourself, right? Be gentle with yourself. Be gentle with yourself. And this is just everything that I'm saying. And I did let him know because he knows that I do a podcast. And he's like, how do you feel about other people knowing? I was like, I'm okay with it. Like, are you okay with it? He's like, yeah. I was like, okay, well, that's all that matters. I was like, honestly, like, yeah, I might talk about a few subjects here and there. But I love sharing my stories with you guys. I love it because I know it's not going to just help me. It's going to help somebody else out there who's probably struggling. And I don't think you should be struggling. I think you only allow yourself to struggle because you're not seeing the brighter picture. You're not seeing what good abilities you can maintain for yourself at this time. And I'm speaking from the heart because you have to have freedom within yourself and free will, ladies. And I wanted to discuss the strategy, if I can talk, the main strategies, which were the ones that I mentioned on all 3 dates, how it went for me. I want to motivate you to trust your intuition, embrace being yourself in this dating journey, right? You want to be who you are becoming. And I want you to allow yourself to be. I invite you guys to share any experience, ask questions, or suggest topics for this future episode. Like, let me know. I'm going to have a podcaster that I'm going to he's going to interview me on February 7th. And we're going to talk about dating and heartbreak and all of that. So if you have any questions that you would like me to ask him, feel free to bring it down, comments in the section box on this podcast or on my YouTube podcast, whichever, it doesn't matter, Instagram. DM me what kind of questions you would like me to ask him, because he's a male podcaster. By the way, I'm female, so I'd be happy to share those questions with him so he can like run through it with you ladies. So anyways, guys, I want to thank you guys once again. I appreciate every single one of you. Remember to love yourself unconditionally, my loves. You are important. You are worthy of love. You are trustworthy of yourself. You are safe and you're nurtured. Anyways, giving every single one of you an amazing big hug from myself to you. Don't forget to hit the like, share, subscribe button. It shows you when I do post a podcast and when I do go live. Don't forget to subscribe. Don't forget to leave me a beautiful review if you connected with this in any shape or form. If it spoke to you, great. If it didn't, it's okay. Hopefully the next episode does, my love. I appreciate every single one of you guys, and take care. Much love and light.